Okay, good afternoon again. So, how are you? Everyone in the good condition, yeah, hopefully. All right. So, any problem with your plant? I saw yesterday one of the friends mentions that the plant was something wrong with the plant. So, how about the other group, the other peoples? Do you have the same problems for your plants? Have you observed your plants for yesterday or today? Can you hear me or not?
Yes.
Can,
Okay.
Doctor.
All right. So not yet. Okay. So far, no problem. Yeah. Only some of the friends. So what we can do is just because the plant is already big. So I think we will see in a few weeks time. We will harvest it, and then after that we will prepare the compost for those the biomass of the plants. Okay, so we will see this Thursday how the plant is, and then we will see. Hopefully, you will have some incoming 2-3 weeks time. So the plant will be, I think, grow better than this. Okay, all right. So so far no problems on the plant except you have to monitor every every day. Okay, so hopefully these few days also some raining coming down, hopefully, and then the weather also quite clear. Okay, all right. So if you don't have anything to ask, just please write your name and metric number for attendance. Okay, so today we will have a look on chapter 5. All right. Okay, can you see the slide? Can, yeah?
Yes, Doctor.
Okay, all right. So this is chapter 5. So chapter 5 is on the agricultural practice of Malaysia. So that means every country, they have their own agricultural practices. So for example, like Indonesia have their own practice, Thailand have their own practice, and Malaysia also have their own practice. So agriculture contribute in the economy grow. So from here you can see that back 1957, agriculture is the main income for the country. They contribute about 45% of GDP. All right. And during that time, many people involved in agriculture. All right. So that's why see nowadays, agriculture still remain as the main economic income for the country. All right. So when back to 2010, okay, so the GDP was reduced, and then they keep reducing because many sector industry came out, and then some of the agriculture sector they switched to industrialization. So that's why the employment for the people also reduced. Okay. So the historical developments of Malaysia's agriculture. So before independence, all right. So what happened during that time? All right. So rubber plantations like Dunlop, Guthrie, Harrison, and Grosfield, they play important role in rubber plantation. All right. So by then, during that time, also tea, cocoa, coffee, and certain fruits, rice still remain as a main how to say main factor for agriculture income. Right. Okay, so during the pre-independence, you can see that rubber plantations monopoly the economy of Malaysia. All right, and coffee plantation, paddy, and also tea. So this during that time, so Malaysia is the one of top rubber producer during that time. Okay, and then after that, post independence, after we obtain our independence, so during that time, Felda and Felcra come and then become a key player to to play an important role in agriculture. All right, so they started with the smallholder using subsistence crop like cash crop. All right, and then during that time also the government introduced some policy, all right, in order to help the farmer and local people to advance and then use some advanced technology to expand their agriculture. All right, so rubber small holding for rubber, they will handle by RISDA until today. All right, so Malaysia was top producer for rubber and also palm oil during that time. So government introduced some policy in order to help the farmer, all right, and then to increase the production. So the first national agriculture policy was introduced in 1984, all right, and then after that, finished the first national agriculture policy. Then that government introduced the second policy. Okay, hold on. Got someone join the class. All right, so the second NAP or second National Agriculture Policy was introduced in 1992 to 2010. So they changed a bit the objective of the policy. So this time they focus on the labor and also the capital competition. All right, and also they want to increase the efficiency and productivity of agriculture. And then for NAP3, it was introduced overlapping with NA3, NAP2. So that's why they want to make sure that the product-based approach and to ensure that the food security. I mean, they want to make sure that the food is enough for local consumption. All right. So for agriculture land use also, they expand and then they use up 60.6% for oil palm, left only 20% for rubber. Okay. So what is some characteristics of Malaysia's agriculture in practice, for example, like estate and so on? So for estate, okay, estate, they have highly commercialization. That means the main purpose for estate is to commercial the product, the crops, okay, and then they have efficient manage. That means they have a proper management. The land around 40.5 to 100 acre. So normally owned by private company or public land or certain the government agency. So they focus mainly on cocoa, rubber and oil palm. So this is the rubber estate in Tanjung Tualang, all right, Perak, and also the oil palm in Malaysia. So if you fly in the aeroplane, you can see anywhere is full of oil palm. Okay, so for smallholder is less commercial. All right, so the average farm is around 1.45 hectare. So the crop mainly on rice, fruits and vegetables. Okay, so they more for smallholder, they are more for the own consumption rather than export. Okay, so that is the difference between estate and also smallholder. Okay, for industrial crop, all right, so there are many type of industrial crop that available in our country. So the first one is the oil palm, all right. So oil palm is largest planted crop in Malaysia. They are origin from Africa, Sierra Leone from Africa. So that brought to Malaysia in 1917. Okay, they can be harvested 25 to 13 months after planting. So after is around 2 year plus, you can start to harvest the fruit. So the lifespan is about 20 years. All right. So 39% of palm oil production and 44% meant for export. Okay. So this is the fruit branch and also the fruits of oil palm. And so you can see that this is how the oil palm looks like. And this is the kernel inside there, the white color. And also this is the pulp. That means you can extract oil from both sides, from kernel and also pulp. So fruit hub or palm oil or kernel. All right, so 100 kilo of fruit bunches produce around 22 kilo palm oil and 1.7 kilo palm kernel oil. Okay, so that means you can fully utilize the whole fruits. Now about 60% is from the plantation area and 40% contributed by the smallholder. Right, so like smallholder, like certain area owned by Felda or Felcra, so they are mainly for small business. So it contribute 10% of Malaysian total export value. Okay. The second one is the rubber. Rubber first major plantation crop. It was introduced in 1877 from Amazon, from Brazil. All right, so dominated for 80 years. Okay, this is the second major crop in the country. However, many plantations was cut down of the rubber plantation was cut down and then replaced palm. This is due to the decline in price, increased cost productions, and also labor. So that means many of the labor shifted to oil palm. All right, so that's why the demand was reduced. Some more we have synthetic rubber. So many of the product we're not using the original rubber anymore. So we use some synthetic. That's why cost the price for the rubber reduced. Right. The third one is coconut. Everyone like to drink coconut, right? I believe. So coconut is fourth largest crop in the country. Okay. So factor for area decline also because palm oil can be used for cooking so that they can replace the coconut. And then low income, small farm size, that means majority is from smallholder and the labor cost also reduce. So now they convert some of the coconut into the value added product. Okay, like virgin coconut oil, or you do some lotion, skin, okay, and some antimicrobial and good health product. So this one is have a good price rather than coconut itself. All right, so cocoa. Cocoa also one of the important crop in Malaysia. So it most planting area in Sabah. All right, so it's processed in Peninsula. Our cocoa have high melting point. So you can say that one of the best cocoa in the world. All right, so cocoa used to produce the chocolate. Okay, so now the company who produce local chocolate is Barrel. So Barrel factory is nearby UPM. All right, so at the Pasar Malam that side. So the cocoa area also reduced because they replace with oil palm. Okay, so cocoa, fifth largest cocoa producer in the world. We are the fifth largest cocoa producer in the world. Okay, so this is the cocoa. How about the other industry crop like coffee? Coffee also famous in Malaysia. All right, however, it's mainly produced from the smallholder. Okay, so the type of variety that we have like Liberica, Robusta, and also Arabica. Okay, we also have sugarcane. So sugarcane only fulfill 10% of local consumption. Sugarcane normally used to produce the sugar. All right, so we also import from Australia, Fiji, and Thailand. Tea also one of the famous crop in Malaysia. So majority we can see tea planting or plantation at Cameron Island. Okay, the tea variety that we have from Assam. Okay, all right. Rice is third largest planted crop in the country. So we know everyone eat rice every day. Okay, when you wake up, okay, your breakfast, your nasi lemak, also rice. And afternoon, lunch, and night also rice. So that's why rice become our staple food. Okay, mainly planting area. So we have 8 granary area in Malaysia. So we can have planting. Granary area is a huge planting area for rice. So the rice that we have here is the irrigated rice. That means they need to have a lot of water so that they can survive. Okay, so they have different character from non-irrigated rice. Non-irrigated rice, that means they can grow at the hillside, okay, with a little water. So that's why we have a different rice from Peninsula and Sabah, Sarawak. It's a bit different. Okay, so the 8 granary area in Peninsula, there are from Kuala Muda di Kedah, or we call as a Kada, Kemubu, Kelantan, or we call as a short form as a Kada, Seberang Perai, okay, Penang, Kerian Sungai Manit, Perak, Barat Laut Selangor, Kemasin, Semerak, Bacok, Kota Baru, okay, Besut, Terengganu, or they short form as a Ketara, and also Seberang, Perak. So these 8 area, they are well known as a granary area for rice. Okay, so our rice consumption only contributes 70% of rice production. That means another 30% we still need to import from Vietnam, from Thailand. Okay, so 15% rice from non-irrigated area. Okay, so that means if mentioned about non-irrigated area, that means they less water. So they have slightly different variety from what we have in Peninsula. Okay. We also have fruits. Okay, so fruits also mainly, all right, so handled by smallholder. Okay, and then the export value also quite important. Okay, the fruit that we have like watermelon, papaya, starfruit, banana. All right, factor for increase in area and production because high demand for the local and export, value added like downstream, like they do some pineapple for can, okay, and papaya for exotica papaya for consumptions overseas and so on. That's why the demand is increased. Okay, pineapple. So pineapple also mainly handled by smallholder and also plantation. All right. So the area also declined. In Malaysia, the area with huge pineapple planting is at Pontian. Okay. So we also have some vegetables. All right. So vegetables also has the export value like cucumber, spinach, long bean, chili, kailan, sawi. So all these we also import from other country like Thailand, Vietnam, and so on. Okay. So coffee, this is the photo showing how the coffee tree. Okay, and this is the sugar cane, and this is the tea plantations in Cameron Highland. Okay.
Doctor,
Yes.
sorry for interrupt, but the slide is not moving.
Still not moving. So now at which part, yeah?
We still at the rubber plantation.
Rubber plantation. Rubber, wait, hold on, Rubber plantation. Rubber plantation. Okay. Can you see the coconut? Can you see the coconut slide? Sorry. Yeah, can you see the coconut slide?
Yeah, now can, Doctor.
Can already. Which slide in your side? Coconut.
Coconut.
Okay, all right. So this is the coconut. Okay. Sorry, some. Okay, coconut, yeah? Can see the coconut, yeah?
Yeah, can.
Okay, all right. So this is the coconut that they have the value added virgin coconut oil and so on. So they can use for skin care, hair care, or some antimicrobial lotion. Okay, so this one can see the cocoa. Can see the slide?
Yeah, can, Doctor.
Okay. So this is the cocoa tree. Okay, so cocoa tree is quite huge also about our level. So this cocoa is one of the our cocoa is one of the top producer, fifth larger producer in the world, and our cocoa with have high melting point, so can consider is one of the best in the world. Okay, like other industry like coffee. Okay, we also have coffee, sugarcane, okay, and tea and rice. Okay, can see the fruits slide, yeah. Okay, pineapples, vegetables. This is the photo for coffee. Can see the slide for coffee, right? Is it okay? Can see the slide? Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Still,
Yeah.
can see, yeah. Can see the green small thing here. Coffee
Yeah, can.
plantation in Johor. Okay, so this is the coffee. Okay, so normally coffee that like Nescafe and so on, you can see the black color. Okay, this is the how the coffee tree looks like. Okay, alright. Pernah nampak the original of coffee tak? Tak. I think not many people see the real tree of coffee. Okay, and sugarcane, pernah nampak sugarcane kan? Sometimes along the roadside you can see the sugarcane. Okay, and also the tea when you go to Cameron Highland. Okay, so it's full of the leaf. So that leaf they will dry and then make into tea. Okay, alright. Can see this the slide, the scenery of paddy field in Kuala Muda, Kedah. Can see, yeah, and then the field in Pulau Pinang. Okay, so this is the rice plantation. Okay, so rice. Okay, and this is the pineapple, right? So pineapple got many type of pineapple as well in Malaysia, like MD2, okay, Jesopine, and so on, many of them. Okay, all right. Floriculture. So beside those crop that we can consume, okay, so we also have some of the flower like orchid, all right, and other chrysanthemum and also other types of the flowers. They also contribute some value for the country. Okay, so normally these flower they are planted at the cold weather, like cold area like Cameron Highlands. That's why we not really see a lot of flower or floriculture at the lowland. So when you go to Cameron Highland, then you can see a lot of flowers. So many of you go there and then buy a lot of roses, come down and so on. So this is the another activities of floriculture. Okay. All right. So for the livestock, how about livestock? So livestock, non-ruminant, that means either poultry or swine. They also have high commercial and high technology. For example, like all these related with food, okay, like KFC, McDonald's, and so on, they contribute for those fast food industry. All right. And then for ruminant, like cow, dairy, goat. So this one also contribute major food consumption as well. So contribution 8% in livestock production. However, we still not enough for our local consumption because we need to import like some of the beef and so on from Australia, New Zealand, and so on, and milk also. We still lacking of those. Okay, so that is the situations in the country. Okay. For fishery and aquaculture, so aquaculture can be two types. One is for consumption, for food consumption. Another one is for landscape. That means just to beautify the area and so on. Okay, so aquaculture not only fish, you got many different types of like prawn, okay, crab and so on, and also some aquatic plants. Okay, so they also import because the production, local productions also still not enough. So some we will import from Thailand, from Indonesia and other country. Okay, and also other civic, okay, civic, pearls and so on. So civic normally we have these kinds of activity in Sabah, that side, where they have a seaside, so easier for agriculture activities. Okay, so this is the chicken, okay, livestock farming, all right, so goat and also cattle, all right, and this is the aquaculture industry in Malaysia. Okay, so nowadays we can have many types of fish locally because we have like aquaculture industry. That means you no need to go, the farmer or the fisherman no need to go to the deep sea and catch the fish. They can have their own cage locally, all right, so they can have freshwater fish or seawater fish, so they will rear it and then sell to the restaurant and so on. Okay, so this is how they do the activities. Okay. All right, so factor to grow. So livestock production, shifting from traditional to commercial farming practice. All right, so they already changed. Like let's say livestock, for example, if those days you have to rear by your own, depends on the weather, depends on the situation. But now when you convert into commercial farming, all right, so you will have a proper like shaded a farm, all right, and you have some veterinary to take care your cattle, your goat and so on. So already been shifted from traditional way to commercial farming. Okay, like increase the integrated beef cattle farming as well. So let's say you have a oil palm plantation, so inside there you can have some of the beef cattle together inside the farm, so you can have two in one, you can save costs and so on. Okay, for poultry production, integrated poultry farming system. So for example, you can direct to the fast food chain like KFC or McDonald's. So if you can supply directly to them, so you don't need to worry whether your chicken can sell anywhere or not, is there any demand or not. No, you can direct, have like something like a contract with this fast food industry. So when you produce, you directly send to them. Okay, so poultry is the most important meat consumed in the country because you can see anywhere we have chicken. Okay, and nowadays these few months, so we have problem with the chicken because many of the fertilizer, the food also increase. So that is the issue that the government have to solve it. Okay, you can see that many chicken also somehow lack from the very small, it's not compared with last time the chicken very big and so on. Okay, so fruit and vegetables, government effort to consolidate small orchard into a large organized farm. So they helping all those small orchard to convert into big farms so that they can have high output from whatever they produce, and then those can export and then earn some income for the country. Okay, so new source of growth. Beside that, we also have many new source of growth like herb and spice. So all this is good as a pharmaceutical. Okay, let's say for example like this Tongkat Ali. All right, so Tongkat Ali is the natural occur in the jungle, but then they can see the potentials of this Tongkat Ali. Okay, so they have like anti-malaria, anti-diabetic, antimicrobial property, and so on. And then they can also convert the Tongkat Ali into some herb, okay, some powder form and then sell in pharmacy and so on. Beside that, there is a Hempedu Bumi. All right, so this is a Hempedu Bumi also have many medicinal benefit, like sore throat, you can use it and so on. Okay, like Kacik Fatima also same is good for ladies. Okay, and then for misai kucing, all right, and also for pegaga. So all this is the herb that you can find in the jungle, and now now people know the benefit of all these things, and people start to grow it in the garden. Okay, and dukung anak also same, they have many benefit. Okay, like malaria, anti-malaria, and so on. And another one is the mascotek. Okay, mascotek also is good for the woman as well. Okay, so all these herbs naturally occur. So you can see that all your grandparents somehow they use this as a traditional way of treatment and so on. Okay. For agriculture marketing, okay, when you have the product, okay, when you have the product, so you have to sell it. So you must have a proper agriculture marketing. All right. So export crop sector. So for oil palm, for example, there are three main oil palm producer: independent smallholder, all right, or producer inland, and also private estate. So all these three, they involve in oil palm. Okay, so they play the role in order to market all these product. Food sector, small farm and animal minimum involved by the government. So marketing usually through the middleman and wholesaler, okay, except rice, because rice is the subsidized from the government. All right, so it's an important crop as well. So whatever rice, they directly send to Bernas for the selling and packaging and so on. Okay, so this is the conventional agri-food marketing. So you can see from here the input, local and producer. Then it's a direct way to the consumer. Okay, this is the traditional way. So from agri-food self-supply chain, transformation due to external and domestic driver, rapid development of large retail chain. So in 2005, we have about 81 hypermarket in Malaysia. All right, and 83% are foreign owned. That means the shareholder is from foreigner. So domestic changes in consumer income, consumptions, and lifestyle. Okay, so you can see that during that time, all right, back to 2005, many hypermarket developed very fast. But nowadays, all right, so many of the small shop, they can do better than all these hypermarket. So now when this small shop coming in, so they introduce a new food supply chain. All right, so just now you can see from one up to down, but this one they have different division. So this is more changes and more challenge to all the contract farming, okay, so that they are more divide. That means they can have more, how to say, more section rather than directly have to depend from top to the bottom. So you can see this is the producer. The producer can pass to the contract farming. Let's say, for example, directly to the KFC or McDonald's fast food industry, or you can pass to the packing house. Okay, so this packing house, maybe some of the chicken that you can see in the supermarket, they are packed in the plastic, and maybe this for export. And wholesaler may be big like Pasar Borong. Okay, you can sell directly to the consumer. And also from this side is the import. Okay, so you can see like just now, it's a bit traditional way from top to the bottom, but this one they have more, how to say, more chance, more variety. You can directly to the farmer. Let's say you are the chicken producer. Okay, so now you have choice to contract farm to the KFC, and your chicken you can also send to the packing house for the export, or you can send to the wholesaler. Okay, so you have alternative choices rather than directly from one choice only. Okay, so this is the food supply chain. Okay, so in order to handle all this flow of marketing, government also introduced the Federation's Agricultural Marketing Authority, or we call short form as a FAMA. So FAMA responsible for supervisions, coordinations, regulations, and improvements of the marketing. So they handle, let's say you have problems on any selling or marketing, then they can supervise you or coordinate where you want to open the pasar malam or anything, all right, or regulation, which one you have to follow, and then some import, export, and so on. Okay, and they also plan marketing strategy for the farmer. Okay, and everything, and nowadays we can see that online selling is much more easier. So everything will go through online. Then the farmer will play the role to assist you how to do this, how to do that. Okay. So the summary from this overall topic for today is the first one, productions and area for industrial crop like rubber, cocoa, okay, coconut, pineapple are reducing. So except for the fruit area are increasing. Okay, so why? Because the demand, and then the price for the oil palm also increase. So everyone come to do the oil palm industry, and then they are throwing out all the rubber, cocoa, coconut, and pineapple. Except the fruit. Fruit will increase because fruit now you can produce to canned food and other types of the value added. Okay. Second one, the growth of the fruit industry are bright due to the expected increase in domestic consumption of both fresh and processed fruits, and expanding world demand for tropical fresh and processed fruits. Okay. Third, demand for rice in both international and domestic market expected to increase. Why? Because rice still as our staple food. Okay, so that's why rice also expected to increase. Fourth, to concentrate on productions of high quality fresh vegetables for both domestic and export market, and also on a few selected vegetable for processing. Okay, so now many of the vegetables locally also can have some potentials to be export to other country. Okay, all right. So basically, for this topic, we already covered some how the practice in Malaysia before independence and after independence, and which type of crop increased for the demand and which type was reducing. Okay, all right. Do you have any question for this topic?
No, Doctor.
So far okay? So far okay, yeah? All right. Okay, so if you don't have anything, all right, so I already upload all the notes until chapter 9 in the Putra Blast, all right, plus the assignment that I gave you a few weeks for the group assignment. Okay, so for the group assignment, you have to choose one topic, all right, and then you have to discuss in the group and then submit soft copy to me on 27th of June. Okay, so that is the group assignment. All right, and for the report, as I mentioned earlier, so the manual that I give you, inside there got some of the thing that you need to fill in. Okay, so what you can do for report is individual, for practical report is individual report. So you have to fill in, okay, and then you also submit soft copy to me on the week 14 as well. Okay, so remember got two things. For a group, for assignment, is group assignment. Submit soft copy as well on 27 June or week 14 as well. The second one is your practical report. All right, it's the individual report. Fill in all the information that you require for observations of your plants. Submit on week 14 as well. All right, so is it clear? Clear, yeah? Okay, all right. So, okay, all right. So if you don't have anything, so we will meet up this Thursday afternoon to see the plan. I think should be not so long. All right. So after that, then nothing lah. That means we will meet at 2 o'clock. I think about half an hour. Then we can leave the class already because nothing to do. Just to see any problems or anything only. Okay, all right. Okay, so if you don't have anything, any question you want to ask me? No? Yes? Yes. Assignment for the group, right? I give you the title, the topic. Yeah, you find information related to that topic. You see the topic that I gave you, I think about a few topics, then you choose, then you find informations on that. Okay? All right. Okay, welcome. Okay, any more question? All right, so you don't have anything. Okay, so I will stop here. All right, so I will see you on Thursday afternoon.